and blessed more than God. As children of God, we must anchor our lives in His promises. Now that we know that His commitment, now that we know what His commitment is to us, we need to uphold our responsibility to Him. Psalm 37:5 says this: commit your ways unto the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. How often do people spend sleepless nights tossing and turning, worried about what tomorrow is going to bring? Financial hardship and uncertainty can cause an undue stress and anxiety to bring fear into your life. You see, God tells us that He said fear is not of God. Now, I'm not giving you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind, which means that instead of tossing and turning all night long, worrying about your situation, you need to understand that Jesus has already worked it out. You need to pray unto Him, put it in His hand, and leave it. Not stay up all night tossing and turning. I don't know about you, but I done been in those conditions before. I've been in the condition when I didn't have nowhere to turn. Didn't have no money coming in, didn't know no way how to see things through. I can recall my wife telling me, Richard, what we going to do? I had to tell her, look, I don't know what we're going to do, but I know what God's going to do. You see, what I've done, I put it in God's hand. And I put it in God's hand, so the only thing I can tell you now is what God is going to do. How He's going to do it, I don't know, but I just believe He's going to do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I can see my wife got mad at me. And she got mad at me because, see, I went to bed and I slept like a baby. And she came in and said, Richard, how you going to sleep when we got all these situations and these problems going on? When we ain't got no money to pay our bills, how you can go in there and sleep like a baby? I had to tell her the Bible said God needs a slumber, no sleep. I need my rest. So you have to understand when you put it in God's hand, you don't take it and put it in God's hand and continue to worry yourself. See, I don't toss and turn when I put something in God's hand. I believe that God is going to work it out because He said He would. So you got to understand. It's not about what you see. That's why He said we walk by faith and not by sight. Because if you had to see everything He was doing, where would your trust level be? Where would your confidence be? If you had to wait and see, then He would be no different than anybody else. Today, God wants to liberate your mind. I'm not talking about a get rich quick scheme. No, I'm implying that this process is going to happen overnight. You have to be diligent in your pursuit to obey and please God. You can be physically healthy, financially comfortable, fulfilled in your relationship, happy in your marriage, extremely educated and well cultured, and still feel empty on the inside. Because without Jesus, you're only surviving and not living. See, wealth don't make you happy. I'm reminded of Job. The Bible tells us that Job was the richest man in his whole area. Job had thousands of cattle. Job had thousands of sheep. Job had a beautiful home. Job was well known in his town. Job had children that had things. But the Bible said that all of a sudden, when Satan came along and asked God asked Satan, what was he doing? He said, I'm going to and fro to see whom I may destroy. But when you look at it, God said, have you tried my servant Job? And the Bible says when God asks you, when have you tried my servant, he know that you're strong enough to withstand whatever Satan will bring your way.
All right.
See, because when he asked, have you tried my servant Job? And the Bible says he struck Job with all types of infirmity. But here's my point. Job had all of his riches. Job had the home. Job had everything. But soon as disaster struck, Job had a doubt in his mind. Even though Job was a praying man, Job was a godly man. But the Bible said when disaster struck, Job said, the thing that I feared the most had come upon me. You see, that means Job was praying with doubt. Job, even though he had everything going for him, in the back of his mind, he wasn't quite sure if God could sustain him. Too many times we pray not realizing that God can sustain us. We have a certain amount of doubt in the back of our mind. Job said, the thing that I feared the most. You think about it. He's a praying man. He's a man that fully have everything he needed in this earth, yet he had doubt about Jesus, about God. See, the thing I feared the most have come upon me. Too many times we allow things to fester in the back of our minds. Even when things is going good, how many times folks say, I'm just waiting on the shoe to drop. I'm just waiting on something to happen. Things going along too good. Something evidently going to happen. Things are going along too well. I'm waiting on something to happen. Let me tell you something. When things are going well in my life, I'm waiting on something to happen too. I'm waiting on it to get better.
Amen.
I don't know about you, but I'm waiting on it to get better. I ain't waiting on no shoe to drop. I ain't waiting on no disaster to come. I ain't waiting on something to happen to me. Only thing I'm looking at is what God has already happened to me and for me and the direction I'm going in.